Hey guys, quick little message before the episode starts. I want to remind you that next week we're going to be raffling off these two prints. We have the Delver of Secrets print right here, along with the Insectile Aberration print. So, to enter to win either of these prints, you have to be either from North America, as well as comment on this video right now with your favorite Pauper card. Also, you can go back to week 3, Gruel Thick Boys, comment your favorite Pauper deck. Each time you comment, that's going to be one entry to win either this print here or this print here. So, make sure you comment, and other than that, let's enjoy some Pauper Ponderings. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings. I am Austin, and this week we're playing some blue-white artifacts, or blue-white affinity, just blue-white artifact aggro is what I'm gonna call it. And what we're doing is we're utilizing a bunch of these kind of undercosted threats that kind of work together to, create a clock as well as have a decent amount of disruption. So the core of the deck, we're playing 4 copies of Court Homunculus. So it's 1 white for 1/1, and it gets +1/+1 as long as you control another artifact. We have 4th Raven Inspector, just a solid white creature. He's going to make an artifact for a Court Homunculus, just a solid all-around creature. We're playing 4 copies of Ethercast Knight. It's white and a blue for a 1/3 with Exalted. We're also playing 4 Vidoccan Outlander with the resurgence of with the printing of Fiery Candidate at common. I thought this would be a card that I think would be really, really good, and it's mainly the reason why I decided to play the deck. RegularOccurance, RegularOccurance on Reddit sent me this list, and after last week where we played against a deck that utilized Vidoccan Outlander, I figured, well, you know what, why not? Let's give it a try. So we're playing 4 copies of Vidoccan Outlander. Probably the best creature in the deck, Esper Stormblade. So it's basically in our deck white and a blue for 2/1. And as long as I control another multicolored permanent, it gets +1/+1 and has flying. So basically a build your own Delver type situation. It is quite powerful. 2 mana, 3/2 flyer is going to be quite good. And I'm excited to see what it can do against these decks. And then the last creature in the, the second last creature in the deck is Ethersworn Shieldmage, a huge region to play artifacts. I actually didn't even know this card existed. It's 1 white blue for a 2/2 with flash. And then when it enters the battlefield, you prevent all damage that would be dealt to artifact creatures this turn. So he can kind of blow them out in combat. He can counter a removal spell. Just a solid creature. And I think that if we do play against any sort of like red-ish decks with Fiery Candidate, this Ethersworn Shieldmage can be an absolute house against them. And then finally we have 2 copies of Glass Dust Hulk, kind of the bigger threat. It's going to combo off with our artifact lands, along with being able to draw cards in the mid-game and then being able to play them all in one turn. So in terms of removal, we're playing 4 copies of Journey to Nowhere. Just 1 and a white enchantment, comes into play, exile target creature, pretty standard in white in general. Then we're also playing 4 copies of Thoughtcast. Going to be really solid in our deck. Most of our creatures are artifacts. We have a lot of artifact lands in our deck. We're going to be able to basically pay 1 blue to draw 2 cards a lot of the time, and especially in an aggro deck like this, that's going to be huge. Finally, we're playing 4 copies of Steel of the Godhead, and we saw this last week again. I got railed by it playing green-red. It's 2 and then blue-white hybrid, and it's as long as enchanted creature is white, it gets +1/+1 and has lifelink, and as long as enchanted creature is blue, it gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked. So on most of our creatures, it's going to be +2/+2, lifelink, can't be blocked. And that's a huge clock in Pauper, and if we can get this thing down before they have or are unable to, lightning bolt it because it has 4 toughness, this is going to be huge. And I'm excited to see what we can do if we can strap this onto one of our boys. Finally, our mana base is pretty solid. We have 4 copies of Tranquil Cove, and then we're going a split of 4 Seed of the Synod, 4 Ancient Den, 5 Island, 5 Plains. Pretty standard mana base. We're pretty blue-white, kind of, I would say pretty even in terms of blue and white distribution, so that's the deck. It's a really clean list. You can see a lot of 4s, and I'm excited to see, if something like this is viable. Are you able to play, something with a little bit of downside in the fact that all of the creatures are artifacts, so, if decks have things like Ancient Grudge or Gleeful Sabotage, it's going to be kind of free removal spells when they aren't normally removal spells. Also, on the flip side, we get these kind of payoffs in Thoughtcast in our aggro deck and Ethersworn Shieldmage in our aggro deck, along with Esper Stormblade, you know, just being an undercosted 3/2 flyer, along with Steel of the Godhead, just being a huge boost to one of our creatures. Moving over to the sideboard, we have 2 copies of Leave No Trace, just a solid card against Boggles, solid card against any of those. I've seen Mill a little bit, you know, Jace's Erasure, it can kill a bunch of those. Playing 2 copies of Standard Bearer, going to be good in our aggro deck because it's going to kind of eat a removal spell before one of our more important creatures eats a removal spell. 3 copies of Blue Elemental Blast, just a pretty solid or standard blue sideboard card. 2 copies of Dispel, 3 copies of Negate, and 2 copies of Relic Progenitus. So, I don't know, again, a pretty kind of I don't want to say boring list because the games are definitely not boring, but on the face of it, it looks kind of boring, but I think actually this deck has a lot of potential, and I think it is going to be a little bit more powerful than people are maybe giving it credit for. And after playing some practice games with it, I'm very excited to see what we're going to do in these games. So, without further ado, let's get... Alright guys, here we are, round number 1, playing Blue-White Affinity. We won the die roll, and yeah, this hand looks pretty good. I'm going to keep... We have Aethercast Knight, Esper Stormblade, and Glassdust Culkalon with 4 lands. So we're going to lead off with Tranquil Cove, and then ship the turn, go up to 21. Alright, so our opponent led off with an Arbor Elf. We're just going to follow this up with an Esper Stormblade, and then we're going to pass the turn. Next turn we can play Aethercast Knight and get in for an absolute boatload of damage. Looks like we're playing against Elves, so we'll see how this matchup goes. We don't have a lot of removal. Alright, so our opponent plays a Wild Growth, which is pretty good with Arbor Elf. I don't say so myself. Into another Wild Growth. Okay, this is probably not good for the kid. Okay, he's got 4 mana. Rime Tender. Yeah, okay, this is literally just going to be infinite mana. This, yeah, okay, not great. Okay, well, we're just going to play Ancient Den, Aethercast Knight. So it's going to make our Esper Stormblade a 3/2 flyer, which is not bad. Our opponent's only on 3 cards, so, like, I don't know, maybe we got something. We have this Thraben Inspector to follow up with as well. Rime Tender. This happens to be a snow permanent, unfortunately. Alright, then we're going to cast a Thraben Inspector. We're going to let ourselves make a clue. And then we're going to go ahead and hit for 4 in the air. Exalted's going to trigger, and yeah, boom, in for 4. Puts him down to 16. Alright, so what's our opponent doing here? Okay, he literally has 3, 6, 9. He has 10, 10 mana if he wants it. At this point, I'm pretty sure we're just going to be dead. But who knows? Maybe we're not. We have, oh, Fierce Empath. That's not great. Hopefully he doesn't get something with Reach. Annoyed Altasaur. Yeah, how did I figure that one? Not great. 7 mana exactly. 10 mana, that's a good turn. That is a good turn. Oh my god. Oh god. Maybe this is the deck we should have played last week. Oh, it's got Reach. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, well. He's on 3 cards. We can play Aethercast Knight and attack for 5 in the air. I think right now that's probably our best play. So we'll play another Aethercast Knight. And then we'll go ahead and try to get in for 5 damage with our Esper Stormblade. So I'm going to get double Exalted triggers here, and we can only hope that he'll take this trade. He doesn't. Shocking. Shocking! Alright. Our opponent casts an Arbor Elf. Oh no, stop it, please! Stop it! Oh! Oh no! Another Annoyed Altasaur. Oh man. Oh no. Oh, no. You know what is good, though? We have Leave No Trace in the sideboard. That's going to be good against this wild growth nonsense. Ugh. Oh, he has more. Please. He's already dead. Stop. Oh, what did he get? Boarding party. I don't even know what... Oh, yeah. All right. Good talk. Well, we're not going to block that. We're going to go to 15. We're still winning the life total race, you know, so there's that. That's going to help. Tranquil Cove, yep. Go up to 16. Well, we're once again going to offer the trade. Oh, yeah. Double Exalted triggers. Still doesn't accept the trade. If we had something, you know, this greediness. All right, so we're going to crack our clue because we could draw like Court Homunculus, and Court Homunculus, I think, is the card that gets us. Ooh! Hello there! We might be able to backdoor this game. There's a chance. There is a chance that we backdoor this game. He currently can't... Okay, so that's his red there. Okay. Okay. Utop, yep. He now has enough mana to cast 2 Emeralds, probably. So he has 2 cards in hand. One of them is the gigantic Cascade creature, this thing. Boarding Party. 6 mana, 6/3 haste. Luckily, we can block that with Thraben Inspector. Alright, now what does this hit? Stone Rain. We don't necessarily care about Stone Rain. Okay. Here is the key. What is he going to attack with? That probably makes it so we can't win anymore. Yeah. Yeah, we needed to peel. We actually needed that second land because we actually needed to peel Journey to Nowhere. Oh. Are we... What's happening? What is happening? Okay. Let's do the math here. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so we can block here. And we can block here. And we can block here. Okay. Now, we may have done it. There is a chance that we have done it. Did we do it? Did we do it? Did we do it? 5 power? 6 power? Am I missing something? Does this thing have reach? No? Oh my god, somehow we did it. The little Esper Stormblade that could. Oh, that's hilarious. Alright, Leave No Trace, get in the deck. That's all we got. I don't want these Glass Ducks Hulks, that's for sure. I don't even care if we don't win another game. That was more than enough. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Okay, this is also... Oh, this hand's close. You know what? We're playing with house money. We're keeping it. We're keeping it. Yep. Let's go. Let's go White Source. It's not a White Source. Okay, maybe this hand was a little greedy. Ash Barrens. Interesting. Okay, Wild Growth. Yep. It's not great. Doesn't matter though. We have infinite blue. We don't need the blue lands. We got all of them. He's on 3 cards. So if his plan is to just keep killing our lands, I think I'm okay with that. It's a Rhyme Tender. No attacks. Interesting. White source? Not a white source. Okay. If he's just attacking here, I'm pretty happy. I like how Magic Online asks if you would like to block when you have no creatures in play. White source. That's not a white source. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think it costs 4 mana. Yeah, no. Okay. Need a white source here. I actually think the best part, I don't know what he has in hand. Maybe he has, like, Fiery Cannonade. Oh, deck. Come on. Maybe he has, like, a bunch of Fiery Cannonades in hand, and these Outlanders are going to get him. You know what? I stand by this keep. Like, what is he on? Just a bunch of lands? Oh, deck. We're just getting maximum punished. Just maximum. Goodbye, Court Homunculus. One, two, yep. This is the saddest game of all time. Oh, God. Oh, this is so sad. I don't need 2 Thoughtcasts. Penumbra Spider, you say. Okay, that one, again, it doesn't really matter right now. Yeah, we're going to go to 7. Oh, God. Okay, now I don't think we win anymore. Okay. Well, you know what? Bit of a sketchy one. But like I said, we're playing with host money. I like this setup. Let's go. Let's go. Game number 3. I got faith. Okay, we're going to play first. Yes, we are. I'm gonna keep this hand. I got faith. Might be wrong, might be the incorrect decision, but I like this hand. It has all the pieces. Turn on Arbel for every game, eh? Must be nice. White source. Hey guys, Future Austin here, or Editor Austin. Figured I'd let you guys know that, unfortunately, I do not ever draw the second white source. So this game plays out pretty much exactly the same as game number 2. And I didn't really want to, put you through the torture that I had to go through. I stand by my decision to leave this match in, as that first game, as you can probably agree with, is insane. So we can sit through this together, and then we can move on to game number 2. Back to live, Austin. Oh, that was so painful. Oh, you... deck. There's no world where I should leave this match in the recording, but that first game is worth every single % of how terrible those last 2 games are. That first game is so funny. Oh, we'll be back for round number 2. Alright, so we're here for round number 2. We're going to try to draw both colors of our mana this game. So we're not going to keep this hand, even though it has Thraben Inspector and Court. I don't think we can keep this hand. Yeah, I'm all done. Oh, I kept. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We're good, no problem. We have Court Homunculus into Thraben Inspector. We're going to have, like, 2 looks to find our second land. If we draw a second land, this hand's great. So I'm going to keep this hand. It's results-oriented thinking to think that just because we didn't draw white the last 2 games, that we're not going to draw blue this game. Just going to run through it. Alright, so Swamp. Swamp's not a great start for us. Hey, look at that. No problem. Just no problem. So we'll lead off on Court Homunculus. Cycles Ash Barrens. Alright. Gets an island. Okay. So we want to play against some red decks for these Outlanders, but what are you going to do? So there's the island he found. Bruges. Alright, so we drew a Plains. I think we're just going to play Island. And then next turn we can play Thraben plus a guy. We probably just want to play Aethercast Knight here. And then we're going to go ahead and try to attack for 3. Hiya. Looks like it's going to work. And he's down to 17. Opponent cast Fairy Seer. And then shipped the turn. With his Scries, he put both on top. So not great for the kid. Okay, we'll play this Plains. Now, the question becomes, this Steel the Godhead is going to be really bad against Blue-Black Delver. So I think our best bet is to just keep putting power onto the board. So with that in mind, I'm just going to attack with both of my creatures and then play Thraben Inspector and Vidoccan Outlander. So no blocks, that makes sense. I'll play the Outlander and Thraben Inspector. I think if we're going to win this game, this is how it's going to have to be. We're going to have to flood the board and then use our Journey to Nowhere, hopefully on like a Gurmag Angler or something. That'll probably be our best bet. Alright, so our opponent casts a Moth Dust Changeling, so I'm starting to not really understand what he's doing. This might just be to be like power-up Spellstutter sprites. I don't know. Okay, so he cast a Malakir Blood Priest, which is 1 and a black for a 2/1, and it comes into the battlefield. Each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, or X is the number of creatures in your party. So he had Wizard, Cleric, and this is whatever. So that's good for him. And he's going to take 1, or we're going to take 1 down to 16. He gained 3 off of this thing. So there's a Thought Cast. So that's pretty good here. We have the ability to cast it for 1 blue. So we may as well just do that. Double Court Homunculus is pretty good. So I think with that in mind, I'm just going to slam with everybody. And then go ahead and play double Court Homunculus. She's not going to block. And then I'm just going to play a couple of 2/2s here, which seems pretty good. And then depending on what he does, I can get in with Steel next turn as well. Of One Mind. Okay, so he draws 2 cards because he has a human and a non-human. Draws another 2 cards. Okay. I like the fact that, you know, very much like that Naya Madness deck, these creatures are all fairly good on their own. Like, Court Homunculus is kind of the Wild Nacatl of the deck, or the Kurdape of the deck. Vidoccan Outlander is not great, but I do think in a world like we saw last week, in a world where people are playing a bunch of Fiery Cannonades, yeah, okay, so in a world where people are playing a bunch of Fiery Cannonades, I think that Vidoccan Outlander can be quite good. So I think we're going to want to play some amount of these blue... Oh, no, not this. What am I doing? I don't even know what we want in this matchup. I think I'm just going to... The Glass Dust Hulks don't seem great. I'm going to cut those for maybe just 2 negates. Yeah. I think... I mean, I don't necessarily know what he's going to be doing, but I've really grown to not like the Glass Dust Hulk very much. Alright, so our opponent is on the play. And you see that? We kept a hand that looked kind of sketchy on the surface, but turned out to be not bad. So we're going to have the double Thraben Inspector. We have both of our colors. Yeah, this hand's good. We have an Ethersworn Shieldmage. Probably not going to be great in this matchup, but it's fine. So they lead off with a Fairy Seer. Alright, so we draw another Plains. So we'll just cast a Thraben Inspector and ship the turn. Alright, so they played Moth Dust Changeling on their turn. And then passed. So we'll just play this island. We'll get in for 1 with Thraben Inspector. And then play another Thraben Inspector. It would be nice if a couple of these lands were any of Seed of the Synod or Ancient Den, just for this Thought Cast that we have. But that's okay. It currently costs 3 mana. If we get this Ethersworn Shieldmage into play, it's going to cost 2 mana, so that'll be okay. We get to leave up 3 mana next turn. This thing doesn't have flying. You just tap an untapped creature with flying. Okay. But it's good cover. 1 with mine. That card is pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know how this thing is a human, but... Okay, another Changeling. Okay, so he's kind of got like a Changeling situation going on. It's kind of an interesting deck. This Of One Mind is a good card for sure. He's got 4 cards in hand. He's going to give the Mata Shinjin flying, and then get in for 2. There's a Tranquil Cove. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and attack for 2 and leave up Negate or Ethersworn Shieldmage with the illusion of these clues. And then my hope is that he gets in with everybody, and I can, like, randomly tag this Mothas Changeling with my Ethersworn Shieldmage. That's kind of my hopeful goal. But now that he has a creature that has Summoning Sickness, it's not going to work. Because he attacks, I play this thing. He then taps this thing to give this thing flying, and I can no longer block it. So if he casts Of One Mind, I will negate it for sure. If not, we're just going to play this thing in a turn. So he's going to get in there for 3. I don't think this is going to matter. The Fairy Seer can tap to make his guide not be blocked by my guy anyways. And I want to be able to... Okay, so we didn't do anything, so we're just going to go ahead and cast this thing then. Here's a counter spell. Ooh, that's not great for the kid. Spellsetter Sprite's not great. It's kind of worst case scenario. So we'll untap. There's a Plains. Okay. Alright, well. We'll go ahead and play Tranquil Cove. And then I guess we're going to get in here for 2. I'll take a trade for either of those flyers for one of my Thraben Inspectors. That's fine with me. He's just going to take it, and I'm just going to go ahead and cast Thoughtcast. Try to find something here. Another Thoughtcast and an Ancient Den. That's not bad. So our opponent gets to hit us for 5 here, down to 10. Maybe this negate's not good, but I just don't have very many things that are good against this. This is Ninja of the Deep Hours, I assume. Yeah. So we're going to take 6 here, down to 9. He's going to draw a card, and he has a Spellstutter Sprite. So, not looking great. Okay. Alright, so I guess we try and... Can't really bait it. Another Steel of the Godhead. 2, 3. So I guess we just try to put Steel of the Godhead on this thing. Make it a 2/3 lifelinker. Hopefully he Spellstutter Sprites it. Okay, that's best case scenario, I guess. So now we're going to take 5 down to 4. Double block the Ninja. And then hopefully play Stormblade into Steel of the Godhead. I don't like that. Oh, that's not great. So this is gonna... for us. And then we take... Yeah. Oh, wait. Yep, very good. Alright. So play seems very important in this matchup. Maybe this is good. I don't think it is. I'm just going to go ahead and submit this again. I don't think the negates are that good, but I don't... Maybe... it might have been too late there. What did we... No, we didn't get it off. Okay. I would like to play first, though. Okay, Court Homunculus is good. Into Esper Stormblade. Yeah, this is a good hand. This is a great hand, actually. This is pretty much as good as we could have asked for. We're going to get to be on the aggressive right away. Because we're going to go Aethercast Knight, attack for 3. I just want to go Esper Stormblade, actually. Get this thing rolling. Actually, I don't know if it matters. Esper Stormblade is good. I would like it to be... Yeah, I would like it to be a 3/2 when it comes into play. So I'm just going to play with this thing and then get in for 3. Put him down to 17. So he's probably going to get in for 1. Yep. Alright, so no play. So that probably means he has Spellstutter Sprite. So in that case, I'm just going to send and pass. The way you fall behind against these decks is you run into Spellstutter Sprite. And I'm just not going to run into Spellstutter Sprite here. Yep, okay. I can play both Esper Stormblade and Journey to Nowhere next turn. And if we want to just keep doing this back and forth, then I'm more than fine with that. Because we are winning this race pretty handsomely. So that might change things a little bit. Because I can play Court Homunculus. I think this thing is worth getting Spellstutter Sprited. If he wants to Spellstutter Sprite, he can. But then I'm going to resolve Esper Stormblade. And if he lets this resolve, I'm not going to play the Stormblade. Okay, cool. So that's fine. And then we'll play 3-2. So now we have a blocker. So I'm liking our spot now. He has 6 cards in hand, which is not great. But from the looks of it, his card quality is not that high. Yep, that's fine with us. Okay, he's going to draw some cards. Draw some more cards. Not great. That's another land. Okay. So this thing can't block. I think we just send this thing in for 4. I don't think it really matters either way. Maybe we just journey and attack with all of our guys. That probably makes the most sense here. We probably journey this thing so he can't get it back off of a ninja. So this is definitely where we want to be. We want to be aggressive, especially against a deck that's not going to be on the back foot very well. Yeah, no blocks, so it's down to 6. The problem with the journey there, though, is that it doesn't take a party member off the table for him, because this thing is still a wizard, but what are you going to do? We're going to draw a non-land eventually. Yeah, this card's quite good. You kind of have to build your deck around it, but like this guy's deck is pretty cool. Actually, funny story, I was actually playing this deck against somebody like 2 days ago, just in preparation, and he was playing this like kind of cool like 4-color mid-range deck, and I was like, hey man, like, do you have a list? Like, this is a cool deck. And he's like, no, I don't like people stealing my deck lists. And I was like, oh, okay. Fair enough. So I thought that was pretty funny. That's the first time that's ever happened in Pauper Ponderings history, actually. Okay, what does our opponent have? He has Fairy Seer again, most likely. Yep. Okay. That thing's not great for us. We need to draw, like, Steal the Godhead or something. Or another Seed of the Synod. Also, fair. Okay, so I think we're just going to send with the boys again. This was a very winnable match. It's going to be very disappointing if we do end up losing, just because we have drawn half the lands in our deck, but what are you going to do? I thought we played it pretty well. I don't think there was any really way for us to play this game any worse. Okay, so hopefully we don't get 12'd. Hopefully he doesn't have another one of these guys. This is a cool card. Very cool card. He's drawn a lot of lands too, so that's something, but he has drawn a lot of cards. Thoughtcast would be fantastic. So he's going to get in for 6. He's going to put us to 6. Draw a card. Huh. What does he got? Okay. That's a lot of one mines. Yep, kind of figured that was happening. Okay, we need something that's not a land. That doesn't really do much. So we can get in for 4. And then we have blocks, so I guess that's what we're going to do. Get in for 4, see what he does. Spell Stutter Sprite. So this is just a block, I assume. Yeah, okay. Okay. So barring... You gotta think he's got another one of these guys in his hand. Cycles Ash Barrens. Okay. Gets a swamp. Yeah, most likely. I don't really know. Cavern Harpy. Turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's funny though. That's a cool combo. Oh, we're dead to it, but that is a cool combo nonetheless. Nonetheless, that is a cool combo. This party is 3, and that is going to do it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought we had that one. Well, GG's. GG's. That's a cool deck. That's definitely a cool deck. I'm gonna go ahead and concede. What have we drawn? Journey to Nowhere wouldn't have been not bad. There was that steal we got. What? Yeah, sick, I guess. This is not like my favorite. Like, you gonna like? I still had all these, I guess. Sick. See how dead you were? You were so dead. Oh my god. Not salty at all. Not salty at all. I swear. All right, here we are. Round number 3. We won the die roll. I would like to play first. So we can't keep this hand. We have Journey to Nowhere. This Glass Dust Hulk. No, we're gonna mulligan this. Okay, this hand's better. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna put this Plains back, and we're done. Okay. Hopefully we're playing against a red deck. I'd really like to be playing against a red deck here. That would be great. Okay, so we're gonna lead with a Ancient Den and ship the turn. So we drew another Vidoccan Outlander. So we'll go ahead and play the first one and ship the turn. All right, so our opponent casts a Jace's Erasures. Looks like we're playing against Mill. Okay, okay. So we could maybe take this game. I could see that happening. All right, so we're gonna get in there for 2. Put our opponent to 18, and then we'll go ahead and just play another Vidoccan Outlander and ship the turn. So we're gonna always yield to this Jace's Erasure here. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I actually did play against Mill while I was testing this deck, and we did win, so I have faith. I have faith. We also have this Journey to Nowhere. They normally play Jace's Phantasms, so nice that we have this Journey to Nowhere. Oh, look at these mismatched lands. That is unfortunate. We have a bit of a clock on him here. It's going to get to a point where we might start to think about cycling this Glass Dust Hulk. Not going to lie, have not been impressed with the Glass Dust Hulk. See the Synod. I'm going to keep that one in hand because if we do end up playing, get in there for 4. So I think at this point I'm going to need the pressure. So I'm going to leave the Glass Dust Hulk in my hand. There's an opt from our opponent. We milled Thraben Inspector. We've milled a lot of good cards. Not going to lie. Didn't really need that Journey, so that's okay. Wow, Mismatch Ponders too. This guy is an absolute savage. It's a nice avatar, though. I like the Brushwag. So we're at 46 cards in our deck. There's a Delver of Secrets. Okay. Okay. It's an interesting comparison. There's a Ponder, so he's most likely going to flip the Delver of Secrets. Mills us another card, another Vidoccan Outlander down. And another Delver. Okay, so these Delvers are flipping, I assume. Let's just take a look and see here. Chooses not to shuffle. So, yep, these Delvers are flipping. So that means we're going to play this. We're going to play this. Then we're going to Journey one of these Delvers, I think. And then we're going to get in for 4. He's not going to block. He's going to go to 10. And then we're going to pass. So this could get a little bit hairy. I'm not sure, but it could get a little hairy. So it did flip, and he reeled 4 Spike. So that's a good one. So now this probably means that I may just end up cycling the Glass Dust Hulk. It's going to get in there. No, not going to attack. Okay. Another Glass Dust Hulk. Okay, so I'm going to cycle Seed of the Synod. Okay. I think at this point we may as well cycle this one as well. Cortomunculus. Okay. Alright, so in that case, we're just going to get in with everybody, I think. Delver can trade with any of the guys anyways. He does get to eat the 8th Cast Knight. Maybe that wasn't the best attack. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We take this attack back. That was dumb. I'm going to play this Cortomunculus. Yeah, that was a bad attack. That might have been the worst attack in Pauper Ponderings history, actually. Counterspell on the Cortomunculus. Okay. Now, depending on what he's doing, I actually feel okay about this game. Continues to not attack. We know he has Force Spike. There's an Esper Stormblade. So we're just going to get in there with everybody again. Okay. So he is going to block. Goes down to 4, and then we'll go ahead and play the Esper Stormblade, see what happens. You know, he has Force Spike and a card. Another counterspell. Okay, so his last card is a Force Spike, so he's currently on nothing. So we just need to get a little bit lucky here. Delver, not great for us. Not great. It is a blind Delver, though. Oh, let's go, baby! Off the top, no problem! Ha ha! Exacxies. You gonna Force Spike it? You gonna Force Spike it? Maybe? No, not gonna Force Spike it. Ah, yes. My Outlander is so strong. Oh, it tastes so good. He's trying to block too. That's the best part. You cannot block, my friend. All right. Okay, so we have cards for this matchup. We have Dispels are good. The Negates are probably good too. Anything's going to be better than these Glass Dust Hulks, I can tell you that. I don't think we want any of these either. They're not great. But if we can get a Steal the Godhead on a creature, I think that's going to be really good. So I think this is okay. I'm going to keep the Journeys because he probably is playing Jace's Phantasms. And we're going to have a tough time beating the Jace's Phantasm. So I'm going to leave in the Journeys to Nowheres. I'm not exactly sold on the Leave No Trace. I don't think Jace's Erasure is actually that good in his deck. So if we lose to Jace's Erasure in game 2, we might think about boarding them in. But I think I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, so we're going to have to mulligan this hand. It is not great. That sounds much better. I'm going to keep this hand. And I'm going to throw Negate on the bottom. So we get to go turn 1 Cortomunculus and a turn 2 Esper Stormblade. He's just got to Ponder, and that's fine. Okay, so Stormblade is good. We're going to play this Cortomunculus and then ship the turn. So we're looking for, like, not a Delver here. No place. Okay, so that means I'm just not going to play anything. I'm just going to attack for 2. Leave up my Dispel, and then next turn I can play Stormblade with Dispel backup. So that's going to be my plan. So this is the spot you want to be in against these blue decks. Even if it's like, you know, this like mill-ish deck. This is, I mean, like obviously he could have Spellstutter Sprite and that's not great. Luckily he played it. That's good for us. It means we probably could have played this Stormblade. So if there's a Fairy Miscreant, that's going to resolve. So we got a little bit punished for not playing the Stormblade there. Who knows? He might also have Counterspell. So here we're going to get in for 2. I think I'm right in not boarding in the Leave No Traces. I'm happy about that. So he's going to take 2. Right, I'm going to go for this. And hopefully he doesn't have a second Spellstutter Sprite. We didn't see any creatures in game 1. And then he just rocks our face with these Spellstutter Sprites. It's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. It's like a completely different deck. He is on 3 cards. So if we can rip, like, another good creature. Another blue-white creature would be fantastic. A morph. What is that morph? Cortomunculus is, like, not terrible. Let's get in for 2 first. I think I'll trade with this morph if he wants to trade. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll just go ahead and play Cortomunculus. This game is not going as well for us. This is just like a completely different deck. I don't know what these Jace's Erasures were for. I'm gonna... No, I'm not gonna counter this. It's dumb to counter this. I don't know what he could be doing with this Brainstorm. That Spell Stutter Sprite really felt bad. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so he's probably gonna get in for 3 here. Nope, yep, figured. So we're gonna take 3 down to 13. Okay. What else? What else? Nothing. Okay. There's a negate. Draws have not been fantastic this game. Echoing Truth. So we're going to go ahead and counter that one. I think. We do need to pick this race up a little bit. Man, why can't this guy just draw the terrible cards in his deck and not the Spell Stutter Sprites? Alright, so he takes 2 down to 14. So next turn, depending on what he does, we may have to just do this. It's going to feel really bad, but... Plays another land. Probably going to get it. Yeah, gets in. Oh, leaves back the Fathom Seer. Okay. We're going to take 3 down to 13. Delver of Secrets. Okay. Thraben Inspector. It's not terrible. I think I just have to keep sending. If I can like trade for a Delver here, I probably take it. Okay. Oh. That's a wildly aggressive snap. But, I mean... I don't know what else I'm going to use it on, so... Play Thraben Inspector, make a clue, and ship the turn. No flips, one time. One time, no flips. Snap. Never lucky. Never lucky. Okay, so he's got Snap. This is a lot of damage. 3, 6. We're going 4. Okay, we need to draw a land here. Which means I'm going to do this. It's not a terrible one. Oh, it's not great, though. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we can Journey the Delver now. Try to negate. Okay, that worked. Okay. Do that. So we know he has Snap. So that means no attack is good here because we need to have a block for this Fathom Seer. We attack with one guy, he just blocks it. So no blocks, or no attacks, I should say. So next turn, if we survive... Yep, that is an aggressive snap. Maybe he has another snap. Yep. Okay. So now we get to steal this thing. Okay, so there's the Fathom Seer. We're going to 1. Okay. He has 1 card in hand. Question is whether or not he just... Oh, he does use it. Okay. Sure. Plays a land and ships. There's an Outlander, but I think that's too late. We just have to do this. Not Spell Stutter Sprite. Okay. Step 1. Step 2. Oh! Oh, God damn it. Oh, man. I don't think we're going to win that game even if that worked, but that one felt bad, not going to lie. So I'm glad we don't have Leave No Trace in the deck. Ethersworn Shieldmages don't seem good. None of this seems good. The Standard Bearer is actually not bad, especially if he has, like, Echoing Truth and Snap. So maybe that's better than this thing. And like 1 Thoughtcast? Okay, we're going to try that. So if he's got probably, let's say, 4 snaps, maybe like 3 snaps, 2 Echoing Truth. All right, we're going to play it. Ugh, can't keep that. Deck. We're going to win every game 1 and then lose games 2 and 3. That's so sad. All right, this sounds good. Put this and this back. Lead off with 3 with Inspector. Opponent is on 7. So hopefully he has the Jace's Erasure draw this time. That's all we can hope for here. Oh, turn 1 Delver. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Aethercast Knight. Maybe that just makes more sense. Okay, we're going to need to get really lucky here. How do we win this game? We need a not flip right here. Very important for a not flip. Brainstorm. Good, good. Do you guys think it's going to flip? Do you think this Delver's going to flip? It's probably going to flip. Opt. Alright. It's not great. It's certainly not great. Down to 17. Fairy Miscreant. Okay. I think like a blue source is good here. 1, 2, 3. We just got to keep the pressure on. As bad as this is, and I think here we just send with both. It's very sad. I feel bad for this deck because I think it deserves a better fate than what happened to it tonight. Down to 16. So next turn we get a 1-mana Thoughtcast, which is going to help us a bit. Going to get in for 4. Yeah. We're hoping for a little something like a Fathom Seer. What? How many cards is in this guy's deck? Like he has this Jace's Erasure package, but then he also has just normal Delver cards? I don't understand this deck. Oh, that would have been so good. Okay, leave this thing. Okay. Alright. What do we have to have happen to win now? We want a 6? Maybe we should have left back the Aethercast Knight. Yeah, that might have just been a salty move that I shouldn't have done. That might have been really bad. We're probably in really bad shape now. Okay. Well, I mean, that's all we got. What are the chances this works? 0? 0%? Oh, just so painful. Well, you get to get in for 1. That's nice. Hiya! Make that 2! Hiya! Go to 10, friend! The best part about that sequence is that he didn't even let me, like, think I was gonna have it. He just like, nope, not today. It would have been sick if, like, he, like, let me put the Seal of the Godhead on my guy. And then when I attacked, then he went, boop. That would have been sick. That would have been true steez. That would have been better than the guy who still had all these me last match. This was bad. I should have blocked this thing last turn. And who knows? If things are correct, then that would have been the case. He would have drawn the second snap off of the ninja draw. So I guess he wasn't a Jace's Architect deck. What is happening? He's just got another ninja. Great. Great. That is fantastic. Not even dead, though. Big noob, not even dead. Go to 1. 6 cards in hand. I'm at 1. Ooh, Island. That might be the ticket right there. Well, you can put him to single digits, hopefully. I think we were, like, semi-close last game, too. Ah, well. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside your trunk? I'm gonna get you drunk. Get you love drunk off my humps. My humps. Hope he counters this. No, didn't. Okay. Maybe he counters this one. Do it. No, it didn't do it. Okay, maybe he's playing around Holy Day and he won't attack. Maybe. Or that too. Alright, well, you know what? We put in a good fight. We went 3-6 in games. I think that that was, you know, this deck maybe deserved a little bit better fate than that. But we'll talk about that in the conclusion in just a second. Alright, so we're back for the conclusion. Unfortunately, we did not win a match, but we won all 3 game 1s, which I thought was pretty legit. And I think that this deck is, again, a little bit better than maybe what was shown. You know, we saw that game 1 in match 1, we were able to sneak out a win when it looked like we were pretty much dead. Game 2, we were able to pressure our blue opponent. Game 3, we were able to pressure our blue opponent. The cards just didn't really fall by the wayside. I probably made some mistakes as well. Let me know down in the comments what mistakes I did make. I'm going to rewatch the games here a couple times and see what did happen. But all in all, I think this deck actually was pretty powerful. The question becomes, though, is this better than just something like all white Affinity deck, which I have played in the past? And I think that we can definitely make some changes. The biggest change I would want to make is these Glass Skulls. I think they're actually just actively really bad. At no point did I ever want to cast it. 5 mana is so much in Pauper. There were times where I knew my opponent had 4 spikes, so I just couldn't straight up cast it. Yeah, just not a great card. I did really like the Esper Stormblade. This card felt very, very powerful. I also really, really liked Aethercast Knight. This is a good card. I think Exalted is going to be powerful, but I think what I want to do here is take a look at this white Affinity deck and ask, can we kind of port some things over? So I think a card worthy of discussion is Auriok Sunchaser. Now this is going to get us away from the Esper Stormblade, so we can play both, and then we're kind of taxed a little bit, but I think that's something that is worth looking at, is playing Auriok Sunchaser in addition to the Esper Stormblade, and kind of going really big on these undercosted 3-power flyers. The other card I liked was Porcelain Legionnaire. We might be able to sneak in. I think this is going to be able to take the spot of Vidoccan Outlander, and depending on your metagame, you either want Vidoccan Outlander or you want Porcelain Legionnaire. The rest of it, I could see maybe bringing something like this. Maybe like Bone Splitter would be okay. I mean, making our creatures a little bit more powerful. We do have the Steel of the Godhead, which I think is a fine card, but I don't know how vulnerable you're leaving your creatures. And all in all, I think this deck is pretty powerful. It's just a matter of is it worth the blue splash versus something a little bit more streamlined. And we saw, you know, in match 1 especially, where we just weren't able to find our second color. We kept pretty reasonable hands, well, I thought reasonable hands, and we just weren't able to find our second color. And again, maybe that's just small sample size, and it very well could be, but I do believe that the one color of that mono white deck is definitely a draw to playing it versus something like this. I think the blue cards are very good. Thoughtcast is very good, Aethercast Knight is good, and Esper Stormblade, very, very powerful. But I think on the surface, it's maybe something that can be looked into is going more towards this white. And I don't know what the deck has to look like to also play Esper Stormblade, but it's something to be determined. So, thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you could please comment down below with maybe what your favorite Pauper card is, then you'll be entered in to win the 2 prints, the Delver print and the Insect Elaboration print. So make sure you comment down below with your favorite Pauper card. And other than that, we'll see you next week, next Thursday, for another episode of Pauper Ponderings.